Welcome to Bandit's Keep Actual Play. Today I'm continuing my solo original Dungeons & Dragons campaign using Chainmail as the combat system and outdoor survival for our hex crawling. Well, the hero and the Hobbit are out on an adventure, and sadly, one of the main catalysts for doing this adventure, Alex, has perished in the dungeon. So the party is leaving the dungeon for now, and we'll see what they're going to do. So let's roll to see if there's a wandering monster on the way out. There's not. So we basically pick up the body, we move out of the dungeon. On this, we go back to where the horses were. We take a few minutes. We basically wrap the body up in cloth, maybe a blanket or a tent or something, and we put it. I think we'll put it up a tree. That's less likely that an animal will bother it. So I'm going to say that actually takes. I'm going to say that takes the rest of the day. I hate to do that, but I feel like that's really what would happen. The party's trying to figure out what to do now, and of course Wilbur. Now, this is, again, I should be using oracles. Does Wilbur care now? I mean, they did it for this, but has he been convinced? I think it's likely that that's the case. So I'm going to use these dice, the bones. And the way you can do likely or unlikely with this die is if you get the result you don't want, you can re-roll one of the dice. So, okay, so no and yes, but again, that's the tiebreaker, yes. So yes, and that is likely, so I'm not going to re-roll anything. But there's a skull. So he does feel bad. And what I'm going to say is that means that he's going to try to rescue her, and he will not leave unless the snake god is dead. So in other words, if the party needs to retreat because the snake god is too powerful, then he's not going to retreat. He's going to stay and fight to the end, no matter what. So that's where Wilbur's at. We're back up on the surface in the forest, so we're going to roll to see if there's an encounter overnight. And if there is, again, there's a good chance that there is. There's a good chance it's a dragon. I'm going to say that on a 1 or a 2, it's a dragon. Otherwise, I'll roll. It's not the dragon. Okay. Well, it's not necessarily the dragon. I'm still going to roll. That's why camping in the woods is dangerous, right? Well, in D&D. Hopefully in life it's not too dangerous. Okay, so again, we're going to roll a D8. Two. Let's see, you can say 2. A flyer. Okay, interesting. So flyer type, still could be dragons. That's less than ideal too for the, let's hope it's on a Balrog. All right, here we go. 2. Rocks. Oh boy, okay. Interesting. So we've got rocks. Let's see how many we have. Okay. There's 1 to 20 rocks. Well, that's interesting. And they fly really fast. So this also works as a 20-sider. Solid will be 10s. Outlined will be like a D20. You'll see if I roll it. Okay, so 2. Right? So I roll a 2 there. That actually means 12. It says 12 of them. Okay, so that is basically exactly 60%. Which is good for us, but they are faster than us. So let's go back to... Oh, there's a 30% chance they're in their lair. Again, red die first. Yeah, their lair is here as well. Wow, this place is loaded with lairs. All right. This is a busy area of the woods. So again, there's 3 of us now. There's over 60% of them, so we actually have a 90% chance to evade them. We're in the woods, so that gives us a plus 25%, but because we know we're going to come back, so we're not taking his body with us. So if we run, we're going to leave the 1 horse and stuff. In fact, we're going to want to take his horse. I'm going to count us as 4 to 9. So 70%, plus we have 25% bonus because we're in the woods, but we have a 25% penalty because they're twice as fast as us. So we're going to have a 70% chance to evade, but first we're going to see if anybody is surprised. Nobody's surprised. So can we evade them? 0, 1. Heck yeah. We just duck under the trees and the rocks just fly right by. But we do see them landing, and we know their lair is nearby, so that's interesting. We could come back for that. All right, next day. We're going back to the dungeon. So our torches are reset. That room, we already know there's nothing down that direction, so we're going to go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like there's a monster here. What is it? D6 plus PC's level. And again, we're saying level 5 in here. 2, so 8. None. So actually, there's nothing there. Interesting. All right. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we end up right here. Then that's one turn. Let's roll to see if we have a wandering monster next turn. We do not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another monster. Again, D6 plus party's level, which is 5. So that's 7 again, no monster. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, okay, hold on. We've got something here. Smell. Some rocks in here, and we have smell of straw. Interesting. Okay, that's the end of turn 2. Turn 3. Oh, okay, so now there's only 3 of us. I think we're going to go down to 1 torch. So I'm just going to do that to signify who has the torch. I'm not going to worry about it. And both of these guys are going to have their bows ready, even though that didn't really work for us before. All right. So the torchlight wouldn't go further than this, so we're going to have to explore. You know what? Just because it's easier for me for the recording, is I'm going to just do that. Doesn't actually matter. We would have gotten to there, and we'll start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, look at that. End boss, basically. Because, again, when you reach the end, this kind of thing, you basically, you switch it up for a king card. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. There's a small space. Okay, so we get to the door. There's a door there. And we're going to listen. Again, there's black die is going to be the Hobbit. We hear nothing. Okay. I'm going to roll Wandering Monster now for next turn. Because we're about to... Okay, no Wandering Monster. All right, so we're basically just going to face this giant snake. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look in the underworld and wilderness, and I'm going to look to see what kind of monsters would be on the 5th level of a dungeon, and we're going to kind of base our snake god on one of these monsters. I mean, it's going to be a snake in form, but it's going to act like a different kind of monster. That way we can basically have it be a little tougher than just a giant snake with, 6 or 8 hit dice. So first thing we're going to do is on level 4 or 5 of the dungeon, we roll a d6. 1. So it's going to be from the level 3 chart. Oh, look, giant snakes is right there. Although, I already said it was going to be on level 5. So we're going to do for the level 5 chart. Because I feel like that's from the... Okay. So we're going to base the power of this monster on whatever's here. And we have to do a few other things. So before we get too far into this, but I just want to see what monster's in here. So let's roll a d12. It'd be funny if it comes up Medusa, because Medusa's on this level. That's an 11. Hydra. Oh, that actually makes sense. 6 to 8 heads. So 6, 7, or 8 heads. So 3, so that's 7. So it's basically, this snake god is a 7-headed Hydra. Oof, okay. So the interesting part about this is that normally a Hydra, which is fine, we'll play it just like a Hydra. It is in fact a Hydra. It's a snake god, maybe people only saw one of the heads. So the question is, would this snake god, this Hydra, have captured in here the mom? So I don't think that's very likely. Could this be the wrong space? Huh. I mean, it's been a long time, right? Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Remember I rolled a negative and I decided to make that he would fight to the death because he was so angry or whatever about the kid dying? Let's change that, possibly. I'm going to use the Oracle to decide. What if, instead of that, he actually secretly worships this snake god and he's leading us here? Okay. So I'm going to give even odds on that, and we're going to use the Oracle. No. Okay, that's not the case. So it's the first thing I said. He will fight it to the death. Is this the right place? It seems really small. You know what? We're going to use an Oracle, and if it's the right place, I'm going to use the other Oracle to kind of figure out the story as to how this is the right place. Maybe we came in a side door. Maybe he knew exactly where he dropped her off. Maybe there's more to this dungeon. So let's say even odds again. No. This is not the right place. So there is a Hydra behind this door. This is not the snake god. We're in the wrong space. All right, here we go. Gonna try to open the door. So I think in this case, I'm going to have the halfling and Wilbur try to open the door and have our hero ready to fight. They didn't hear anything, but she's the toughest of everybody, so she has her bow ready. Can they open this door? No. So they slam the door open, which means there's no chance they're going to surprise this thing. It's a Hydra. It's just going to basically be waiting for them. So they'll open the door the next turn, but they can be surprised and it can't be. So is the party surprised? This could be a big deal. No. All right. So the door slams open the next round, and waiting in there is a 7-headed Hydra. And it lunges forward. So nobody's surprised. So we're going to roll distance. So since nobody's surprised, it's 2d6, so it's 9. I don't even know if it could be 9 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's over there. Maybe it hears the slamming and it wants to try to surprise them. So, although it says quest goals over here. So maybe it's like coming from this area. Maybe it wakes up and it hasn't quite moved yet. So we're going to put it right there. Okay? So what's going to happen here is the party. So of course these two guys open the door so they can't do anything. She's going to actually shoot her bow at the Hydra as it moves closer to, because obviously the Hydra's going to have to move in for combat. So the Hydra's going to move. It doesn't really matter who goes first because they're going to stand there and wait for the Hydra to get there. But they think it will get to them this turn, which means that they're going to draw their melee weapons and not their missile weapons. So here we go. Hydra is moving. Let's look up a Hydra. Okay, Hydra's movement is 12, so we can definitely get there. So it defends as light horse and it attacks as armored foot. So as the Hydra is moving towards our hero, she's going to shoot it. So that's the hero against... She's using a longbow. Longbow. Versus light horse, 1 die per, 6 hits. So she's rolling 4 dice. But it's in short range, so she's going to roll 1 more die. Does she have a dex bonus? No. All right. So she's rolling 5 dice. Any 6s are hits. 1 hit. Okay. It's a 7-headed Hydra. So any hit destroys one of the heads. So 1 head is down. And the Hydra moves forward to attack. Okay, now we're going to be in a melee. So if you can imagine, in fact, you don't have to imagine. We'll get some minis. Okay, so here's our that's going to be Wilbur because he has a sword. Here's the hero. And here's the Hobbit. So they're in a doorway. It's actually a double door. So they're going to do this. The Hydra, of course, now normally you'd be limited to only 3 people in a door, but the Hydra is a single thing, and I think it can squish its necks really good. So I'm going to allow the Hydra to have its full attacks. So we're basically like this. Now, these guys, again, armored foot, heavy foot. So we're going to count the group as armored foot. They're attacking as armored foot, the party. Okay, I'm sorry, they're defending as armored foot. They're attacking as heavy foot because, again, mace rather, sword. The Hydra is attacking as, so the Hydra outguns us a bit. So the Hydra, I'll note this down on a piece of paper. So the Hydra attacks as armored foot and defends as light horse. The party is attacking as heavy foot and defending as armored foot. Okay? So let's do the party attacking first. The hero is using, so heavy foot versus armored, 1 die per 2. Okay? Our hero fights as 4, which means that they get 2 dice. They are using a magical mace, so they get 1 extra die, because that's a +1 mace. All right, the halfling attacks as 2 + 1, so they get 1 die. The Wilbur attacks as 2 + 1, so they get 1 die. So both the black dice add 1 too, so I don't have to separate them this time because they're the same. That's the party's attack, so let's do that first. Any 6s are hits. 1, 2, okay. The Hydra is attacking as armored foot versus armored foot, which is 1 die per 6s hitting. The Hydra attacks once per head that it has. So it was a 7-headed Hydra. It lost 1 head before this round. It's losing 2 more, but so it's going to actually attack with 6 dice. Any 6s are hits. And then depending on who it hits, we'll figure out if anybody dies. Okay, there's only 1 hit, and the minimum we have here is 2 hit dice, so nobody dies from the Hydra's attack. Next turn, the player characters, once again, attack exactly the same. 1, 2. And they get bonuses, but that doesn't mean anything. So 2 more Hydra heads go down. But again, that doesn't happen until the end of the round, so the Hydra has 4 dice it can roll right now. It's still possible for the Hydra to kill somebody, so. It only rolls 1, so it gets nothing. The party, again, attacks the same. 1 more. Actually, +1, that's 2 more. That will defeat the Hydra. The Hydra does have, to attack this round though, it has 2 dice. So if both of these dice are 6s, then one of our party members might die. No. Okay. 7-headed Hydra. Defeated. So the question is, we know this is not the Snake God's place. Wilbur brought us to the wrong area. The question is this the Hydra's lair? Now, it wasn't the Bugbear's lair. It seems incredibly likely this is the Hydra's lair, but let's just check. 25% chance this is the Hydra's lair. No. Okay, so what does that mean for us right now? It could mean a lot of different things. I think the obvious thing for me to do would be to say this is not the right place, and the hero, they bring the body back to town, effectively having failed, and maybe perhaps come back and try to locate it another time, maybe by themselves, maybe they'll bring Wilbur back. Who knows? But I think that's probably the smart thing to do. There is part of me that says they could drop down into this pit and see if there's a level below. So let's try that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, so we'll say the party checks this. So basically they found no treasure. It seems incredibly odd what's going on here. They're going to make their way back. That's going to take 2 turns. So I'm going to roll 2 wandering monster checks. Okay, no wandering monsters. So they make their way back. And they're going to look down here. They're going to drop a torch down there. Is there another dungeon level below this? No. and something bad. Dun, dun, dun. What would the something bad be? Well, let's do this. I mean, it could be as much as there's no dungeon level back there, but a huge monster comes up and that's the fight. It could be that, that when they leave, something happens. It could be any number of things. So let's see. Let's flip these cards and see what we get. Key, opening, intricate, expectant. Water, eroding, clear, protein. Huh. Okay. What I'm going to do here is what we find down there is it's completely flooded. And there's not another dungeon level down there, but there is an opening under the water to another level that we just, it's not safe potentially for us to get to at this moment without some kind of help, possibly a water breathing spell, or we could just risk it. So I think we, at this point, I mean, it's been many, many years. If this person is still a captive, that, one more day is not going to matter, or 2 more days. So I think it's logical for the hero and the Hobbit to say, let's go back and do a little research here and figure out what's going on with this water tunnel, if we can get through it, if we can actually save this person and figure out what's going on with this serpent god. Maybe we can figure it out, maybe we can't. It might just be one of those situations where there's nothing we can do about it. So let's us roll an oracle. So here's the question. Because remember, Wilbur does not want to leave unless he kills this thing. Does the hero and the halfling, does the hero and the Hobbit think that they should explore this underwater area to see if they can get deeper and find this serpent god right now, or do they think they should come back? Yes, yes, and something positive. Okay. I think the positive is going to be they're going to be able to convince Wilbur of that as well. If I got a skull there, Wilbur was going to try to go down by himself. So I think what we do here is we talk to Wilbur, we talk Wilbur into it, we say we need to get the body back, and we will try to figure this out, and we'll come back, and we make a commitment. We will enter this water level and figure out what's going on. We need to be better prepared. We can't go down there in plate mail armor with the weapons we have. We need maybe spears or tridents and maybe leather armor or no armor. So we definitely need to look into this, maybe some other way to have light down there. So yeah, with all that being said, the party's going to leave. So we know it's only a 1-day ride, so I'm not going to bother to take the map out to do this. I'm just going to roll the dice. We come up. Are we lost? I guess if we're lost, I'll have to look at the map. Okay, we're not lost in the woods because you're only lost on a 1 or a 2. I rolled a 5. But here's the big one. Do we have an encounter? We do. It's an encounter in the clear, though, because it happens at the end of the day. So let's see what we encounter. Surprised we run into a lot of random encounters. This is actually back in the hex where the village is. So we're in the clear. There's a random encounter. 7 animals. Okay. That's probably nothing. Maybe they're tracking the scent of the body, right? So let's go basic animals. D12. It's supposed to happen at night, so I'm going to say it happens as we get close to the village, because it really doesn't take us a whole day to get here. 9 scorpions. All right, so we're going to encounter some scorpions. They're going to be giant scorpions. Obviously, we're going to try to run from them, because there's really no reason to fight giant scorpions in the middle of the field on our way home. So, large insects are animals. There's between 2 to 16 of them. 7. We want a big number here. 8. Okay, so there's 50%. So we are a group of 4 because, again, we're bringing that horse. So 25 to 60%, we have a 50% chance of evading them. We are twice as fast as them, though. So we have a 75% chance to evade them, assuming we're not lost, surprised rather. Let's roll surprise. We are surprised. Okay, so there are 8 giant scorpions. We cannot evade them. I think at this point, we're just going to fight them. And the reason why I say that is because we could, in theory, move 1 hex in a different direction and do all this other stuff, but I think we're pretty powerful. We're on horses. So let's see. Giant scorpions are anywhere from 1 to 3 hit dice. So they are 3 hit dice apiece. There's 8 of them. I guess this is how we get some experience points. So let's see. 8 giant scorpions. 3 hit dice each. Okay. And we happen to be surprised, so they're actually going to get to move on us first. So they are 3 hit dice apiece. We're a light horse. So they attack as heavy foot. Heavy foot versus light horse, 1 die per 2 men. So they're actually only going to get 1 attack per... Well, actually, there's 8 of them. 8 times 3 is 24, so they're going to get 12 dice. Oh, boy. Okay, I'll roll 6 and 6. So they're rolling 12 dice. Any 6s are hits. Oh, you can't see. No. Reroll that because it wasn't a thing. No. So luckily, even though they surprise us, they come up out of the ground. But maybe we ride over where they were kind of settling under the dirt. They pop up and they attack us to no avail. Now, again, we could try to run, but I think at this point we're just going to attack them. Where do we attack as light horse? Light horse versus heavy foot. 2 dice per man. Okay. That means the hero's rolling 8 dice. Let's do them first. 6 is hit. Oh, 9 because she has a magic weapon. Only 1 hit, though. Okay. The halfling's rolling 4 dice and can add 1 to one of them. 1, 2 hits. That kills 1 scorpion. The Wilbur can roll 4 dice and add 1 to one of them. They also get 2 hits. They also pretty much wound a scorpion. Our hero didn't go well there. All right, that's the end of the first round. So we've killed 1 scorpion, which leaves us with 7. 7 times 3 is 21. So they roll 10 dice. So we'll do 5 and 5. Ooh, 2 hits. This is not good. 2 hits. So who do they hit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2 is the hero. The hero needs to be hit 4 times to go down. They're totally fine. Party attacks. Again, hero rolls 8 dice. Oh, 9. 1, 2. Okay. Halfling, 1, and he gets to add 1, so 2. Wilbur, 1, 2, 3. So that's 5 more. That actually kills. So that's killed 4 of them. They're half down. They're going to make it. Well, they're going to attack first. I think I may have. Yeah, I think I did. They should have had one more. Okay, nope. That was from the last round. They should have had 2 more dice for the last round because I subtracted their death before the end of the round. So here we only killed 1 the first round. So there's 7 of them still. So they get to roll 10 dice. No. No, okay. So nothing that round. Now they're going to make a morale check. They're an animal, so they've got to get a 9 or better. I mean, half of them are dead. Oh, they stay. Okay, 1 more round of combat. I'll do them first. So there's actually 4 of them dead. There's only 4 of them now. So 4 times 3 is 12. So they get 6 dice. With only 1 hit, that does nothing. The party, our hero gets 9 dice. Only 1 hit though. Hobbit. 1, 2. That kills another one. And Wilbur. 1, 2. Okay, so now there's 5 of them gone. So I believe that's more than, well, we'll let them, they went first actually, so that's good. So next round, there's only 3 left. 3 times 3 is 9. So they get 4 dice. If we kill one more, they can't. Oh, that's not true. Okay, they get nothing. I was going to say they can't. Well, they can't kill the hero, but they can't kill. All right, the hero attacks. Nothing. But buddy, the hero isn't doing as well as Halfling. 1 hit, which actually kills another one, leaving only 2 left. And Wilbur gets 1 hit against one of those 2 that's left. They're going to retreat at this point. So this is a done deal. More of them are gone, so they actually retreat. So the 8 giant scorpions are defeated, and the group gets back to town. They bring the body back. Okay, so let's figure out a couple things. We know that this Alex found out about, dug through some stuff and found out about the mother being lost. So do they have any other family? Let's start there. Okay, so it's equal, but this is a tiebreaker. They have no other family, but there's something positive. So what I'm going to say there, I don't know what the positive thing could be. We'll think about that. I think what would be kind of likely is that the way they found out about this is that on their father's deathbed, he told the story. Is that true? Yes. Okay. So they've got no family, but Wilbur is committed to destroying this serpent. They are committed to going back there. I'm going to say this here that's positive is going to be that when they go back, they go through Alex's stuff, basically. They say when they went to basically where he was living. Now they're like robbing him, right? But no, they go back to where he was living. They dig through some of the journals and such that they had, because we're going to assume that somehow that maybe they'd gone to the dungeon multiple times. Who knows? They had some research. And basically, they've got some information that this, about going down. So we're going to give them kind of a positive that the level below through the water is going to be where the snake god is for sure. That's 100% sure. They have the information now. Whether or not they are going to bring Wilbur back, we'll decide next time. But I think that's where we'll leave the hero and the Hobbit. They kind of failed in doing what they were trying to do, but at the same time, this is leading to another adventure. If you've been enjoying these actual plays, and I think you must if you've lasted this long, please do take a second to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this with your friends, all that other good YouTube stuff. If you're interested in a Hex Crawler t-shirt like this one, there will be a link in the description so you can pick that up. And there'll also be a link down there to my Discord server if you want to join up over there and join the conversation. I'll talk to you soon.